Welcome to Garden Love. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, but before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that little bell so you can get alerted for more videos like this. Hey guys, Diana here from Garden Love. So today I'm going to be repotting my Rio Red. It's not looking so good in this container. I think it's time to put it in a bigger pot. But I want to talk to you guys about all the steps I do to prep my trees and what I do to the soil and how I keep them thriving and producing fruit. I know everybody has a different formula, and this is the formula that I use, and it's been working fantastic and doing great and producing with all my citrus. All right, so let's get started. Let me show you what I'm gonna do. Alright guys, one of the most important things with any citrus or any fruit trees, but especially for any citrus trees, it's drainage. And that's what I'm going to take care of right here. I'm going to drill some holes on this awesome container that I purchased for this tree. And I'm going to make sure that I have plenty. I'd rather have extra than not enough because I can always water extra. But once the water is retaining at the bottom, that's going to be hard to flip it over and drill some more holes. So I want to make sure that I am going to have plenty of holes on this container. Now this container is twice the size of the nursery container. And actually this nursery container was half full, and I ended up putting a little bit of soil at the bottom just to help it grow a little bit until I actually got the container. As you can see here, I drilled 4 holes and in order to retain some of the soil and prevent it from going out, I put some plastic water bottles at the bottom, and that would also improve drainage. And I put some net to prevent the soil from it draining down the holes. Now this is my favorite soil for citrus and palm from EBC Stone. I love, love, love this soil. There's so many out there that says citrus and palm, but this is my ultimate favorite. If obviously if I can't find it, I'll purchase another one. This is citrus and palm, but that's my favorite. Now I'm going to add some worm castings here. And this is actually just to feed your trees, and it actually also helps to keep a little bit of moisture, but not water, just a little bit of moisture, and your citrus and any apples or any other fruit trees love it. Now, Sure Start is my thing to get. If I can just get one thing, Sure Start is definitely one of the things that I get because it has microbes that help the roots get established, and I think it does wonders. Ever since I started using it, it's definitely made a difference in my trees. I've pulled them out of like after like about a month, and there's tons of new growth, which is definitely a good thing, and I believe it has to do with Sure Start being in the soil. Now, for some reason, this container or the soil inside the container was really, really hard and really hard to get out of the container. When I pulled it out, it was like a brick. So what I decided to do is once I figured out where I wanted it to be, I started breaking it down. That way the roots were loose in the new soil, and it had, an easier way to get established in this new container. So it took me quite a while to kind of break it down. I had to take my time because I didn't want to break the roots that were already established, because this little tree already has some fruit on it and I was hoping to keep some of it. So I'm just taking my time and just breaking it down, loosening up the soil. That way it can get contact with the new soil and with the Sure Start, and they can get reestablished. And that's what I'm doing here. As you can see, it definitely took some time, but it was definitely worth it because the tree is going to benefit from it, and it's going to have contact with this awesome citrus and palm soil that I purchased and the Shirt Star. So now that I completely loosened up the ball, I have it where I want it to be. And now I'm going to backfill it with a little bit of Shirt Star so that way the roots have contact with it. And then after that, I'm going to add some more citrus and palm soil and just get it ready to go. As you can see, this soil looks very rich and I'm very excited. Sometimes I add a little bit of compost, however, I do not have any ready, so I'm just gonna add it later on. No biggie. I think it'll be fine, and for now. We're just going to worry about the roots getting reestablished. The compost actually provides some warmth sometimes, and that's the reason why I like to add compost, because then it'll provide some worms, and the worms provide worm castings even more than what I added. And now when you add soil, make sure that you push it down to prevent any air pockets. So just compact it down. And after that, obviously, we're going to water it so that way we can get rid of any air pockets I wasn't able to get rid of with me compacting it. Now, a quick tip, when I repot any of my trees, I make sure that I water every day for about a week. That way, the roots have direct contact with the soil, and it can get reestablished and not suffer that much shock from it being transplanted. And in my opinion, in my experience, it has definitely made a difference. And as you can see here, I'm going to just let the water go down and then re-water it for a couple times. That way it can get rid of any air pockets. And also I'm testing to see how well the drainage is working. And it's taking a few seconds to drain, which is fine as long as it gets drained and it doesn't take like an hour, or the water's not just sitting there in a puddle. And so far it seems to be working fantastic. I can't wait for this little tree to continue to start thriving and growing. I am super, super excited. One other thing that I add sometimes is mulch, especially if it's sitting in a spot that has direct sun completely all day. Now, this tree is not going to be in direct sun all day, at least for the beginning few weeks until it gets established. And I'm just going to put it somewhere where it gets sun for the middle of the day and shade in the afternoon. Now, I do want to address a common misconception when it comes to watering your citrus. I know that it's been said that you shouldn't water your citrus that often. That rule does apply, and that applies to citrus that are in the ground. But when it comes to your citrus in containers, you do have to water it often, especially if it's very hot outside. Now, remember, the citrus in your containers don't have resources other than your container. So if the water drains out and is completely dry, it doesn't have roots to actually go in the ground and look for water. So very important, keep an eye on your citrus or any fruit trees in the containers, because it makes a big difference. All right, guys, I really hope this information was helpful to you and it encouraged you to grow a tree, even if you have to grow it in a container like I do. I'm very excited to have this new addition, my Rio Red, to my garden, and I hope that it thrives and gets some more fruit like it did. It came with fruit. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Any questions or comments, leave it down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.